What is up, everybody? Welcome back to AC Auto Carts. Well, I am back on the rear end I stole out of our 88 EZGO for my 83 Rat 1 build. So we're going to be transferring this rear end over to this one. There are some upgraded motors that I can get for this housing, which is why I wanted this housing as opposed to that one we featured in our last video. So today I spent a lot of time grinding this one all down again because I have some new mounts that we're going to need to mount. These were on the upper side, and the application that I'm going to use this time, I'm going to put them on the bottom side as to make sure that the cart will lower all the way up to the tires and hit the body. The other thing that we've done, I'm pretty much prepared here, and I didn't want to spray all of it. I wanted to show you where we were at and how I was leaving it. I wasn't going to paint this in full. I was thinking about clear coating it because we are doing a rat rod build, but when I open the seat, all of the components under there are going to be new. I'm going to keep the rear end new along with that. So we will go ahead and paint this housing. I've spent a ton of time cleaning it up. We'll do some before and after shots from when I pulled it out of that other one, if you saw that video. But then we've got bearings, seals, a new axle for this side because we beat it so bad getting that other stuff off. This axle is going to be fine. It goes right back in. I've got new backing plates and brake drums. So we'll get this fully assembled and ready for when we start trying to test fit it for our rat rod on air ride. Let's get going. So for as much time as I've put into this thing, I am pretty happy with how it cleaned up. I did have some of the lock ring taken out of there. I still have the seal back there that I got to pull out. I got to go buy a little tool to yank that out. But overall, it cleaned up really nice. You know, it kind of is a shame to paint it over, but I think it'll just look that much fresher and nice with the new motor that's going to be on it. The brake little mount here, you know, those looked pretty ugly, but those have cleaned up just fine. And when you see them kind of sprayed over, it's going to be fine. I'm not horribly concerned there. I'll finish painting the axle shafts after we weld these guys on. I don't want to put too much paint on here and then just have to grind it back off in another portion of the weekend here as we go. But anyway, let's get this painted over, and we'll paint over this end so that we're ready to put the brake hardware on, so that way we can do our axles and get all of that stuff taken care of so we can start mocking it up inside of this thing, because yeah, there's nothing there now. Need to make sure I go easy because I'm not in the habit of doing that. I always go way too heavy and drool it all over. Oh my God, this thing's gonna look brand new, baby. Oh, it's drooling. Just a touch, we'll probably be able to cover that up. Got the door open. It's pretty toxic in here. Anyway, not too bad. Got a little bit of a run there on the top. I went a little heavy, but overall, I am good with this. Hey, by the way, this AC Auto Parts sign, I grew up under that. And that's kind of where the name of the channel came from, AC Auto Carts. My father owned a auto parts store. And that is the sign right out of the store. So is this. This used to be a light bulb holder that was in the store. So just kind of put a bunch of hardware in there. Anyway, all right, I'm going to let this tack up. We probably won't be back on it again until tomorrow. And I'm going to go get my seal remover and we'll start rebuilding this thing. Maybe keep your project a little further away. Oops. Got my little space heater kind of poking at this. It's tacking up still. I struggled because the metal is like cold to touch and it kind of ran a little bit. But anyway, I used some separate paint on that. We banged out that huge dent that was here, so that's how that's going to sit. I've been working a little bit on the front end components. So these are the old little fittings, and I just got these guys off of Amazon. So I'll put the link in the description. Came in a little package of 6. Well, anyway, we'll just go over here. So changed all those guys. These are cleaned up. I'm not going to paint them. Put some new grease fittings on them. Here's my old ones. The new grease fittings are 1/4 inch by 28 straight. This was a little 10-pack. So we got new grease fittings on all the fittings. I've got a couple left over for the arm that comes down from the steering column. So we're good here. I am seeing one weird thing though. I'm not really sure why, but I don't know if it was, maybe it was like that before. But I think I'm just going to go get an extra washer and just space those out. I don't remember there being a 3rd washer there. It's supposed to look like this. So, and then this washer is kind of bent, so I have a feeling there was a bit of an issue. Other than that though, the front end components, these are all the original stuff that came on the one I dragged out of the woods. So not looking too shabby, except for, you know, don't look at those welds. They're fine. Everything is fine with those. They're going to last. I put a little gusset on there and we kind of coated them over. I thought about painting all of this, but I'm just going to paint it and leave it as is. You know, it's got some fresh paint on the front of it a little bit, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So call it a day with those. I'm going to have to look back. I don't remember if I showed you all the front bumper, but I did do the front bumper a couple weeks ago now. Wire wheeled the bar because that was really rough. All the chrome was painting off of that. So wire wheeled that. I just clear coated the uprights. So that's all that's going to be going on with this bumper. But I love how that looks. Just totally natural finish, or not finish, but natural. And then it's cleared over to keep it that way. By the way, the color there is whatever this is. I had this left over from when I painted the headers on my Camaro, and that's what that is. So it's empty now. We'll throw this can out. There we go. It's not very, that puller's not very nice to these things. It's okay. All right, last step. I'm just gonna Dremel inside of there, clean all that out, make sure we're good, and we'll set the new stuff in. It's like chunks in there. Chunks of rust on the top side. Great. See if y'all can see in there. Ugh. Great. We're almost getting to the point where we're going to pretend we didn't see any of this, and we'll just change the fluid after we start running it. What else do I got over here? Need something a little more high-powered, high-test. Let's see what that does. Oh, it's rinsing it out. believe it or not, it's better in there. Not 100%, but all right. It's rolling out is clear at least, so call that good. Just going to grease up this shaft a little bit on where it rides. Just sit on the bearing, down, the seal down here. Gently slide this back into place through your new seal that you just installed. Find the opening. And press this in. Might have to help it along. Now this bearing unfortunately swims on the old shaft. So I'm a little bit worried on how I'm going to get all that in. Show you what I mean. Now I just had to hammer the other one on, right? Because that's a new shaft. This one's the old shaft. I don't know that it's going to pull this in, but we'll see. Please don't give me a hard time. I don't think I have a pipe big enough to press this thing in. I'll be going back to a hardware store yet again. Any of you guys feel that way? Like you're doing a project like this and you got to stop every 3 seconds and go to the store? I thought I had prepared myself to the point where I wouldn't have to do that. Like I have all this little hardware stuff and a bunch of little kits, and turns out I still keep turning around and going to the store. Okay, get in there. Yep, I had a feeling, see? Oh, how am I going to get this in there? Ooh, it's going. It's in. All right, here's what I did. I took the old seals, right? And I, obviously I put those in. You guys saw what I just did. And I have this pipe that actually went over it, which this pipe is actually part of what I'm going to build the front end with. Talk about that another time. And now it's in there. All right, snap ring, and I can finally call this axle situation done. I thought I saw the snap line. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. That's in. All right, when you're doing these projects, there is a there's another set of washers that go there that the bearing kits don't come with. So don't forget this guy. So I have this whole kit, right? Grade 8 is, like I said, probably overkill, right? But remember a few minutes ago I said, oh, I have these kits and I shouldn't have to run to the hardware store? Oh, guess where I just got back from? Because this little kit, oh, 7. Oh, perfect. So anyway, ran out, got that buttoned up. I got some gasket maker. It's everywhere. Why didn't you guys warn me I was putting too much on this? Come on. Where were you? All right, so I think we've gone as far as we're going to go. I've got our mounts here, as I showed you. We'll be mounting these underneath here once we set this in the cart and set it up for where we need it to sit. The big Navitas motor is going to be a bit of a challenge. They are a little bit oversized, so I have one under here. I'm debating taking it out and test fitting it because I haven't bought the motor yet. We do have some fresh brake cables. I have a lot of the running gear on the way as far as the electricals that we'll need to get this axle moving under its own power. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe. I want to once again thank Roykaw for sending over the backing plates and these drums and the seal kit. That was a big help. We did have to purchase this axle for this drive shaft. The length is unique to the 88 to 94 rear axle. So it is in, it fits, everything's good there. They are running out of stock. There's a lot of sites that were out of stock. I found 2 websites that had it, and I did order it from one of them. I'll put the link in the description. If you are working on an 88 to 94 rear axle, need one of these, but it's about $100. But yeah, Roykaw helped me out there, so appreciate them. So again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on that next one. Thanks for watching.